President Trump is calling former President Biden's preemptive pardon of the January 6th committee disgraceful. I want to bring in former Republican Congresswoman Barbara Comstock for more on that. Barbara, you pushed for this committee to be formed. So what's your reaction now to former President Biden pardoning the members of the committee?
Well, listen, many of the members of the committee themselves, such as Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney, said there was nothing for them to be pardoned for, and they specifically didn't ask for them, nor did many of the staff. But because of the statements of Donald Trump, because of his threats against them, I think that was something that President Biden felt he needed to do. And I think when you see these 1,500 pardons, and I believe it's 600 of whom were involved in attacking policemen. Many of these policemen, Capitol Police, some of whom I had been involved with in, asking for the committee to be started. People like Officer Fanone, who almost died, who was, very you saw him on TV being beaten and tased. Brian Sicknick, who died. Donald Trump never called his family. Brian Sicknick actually voted for Donald Trump. He lied in honor in the Capitol. Donald Trump did not call his family or ever express any remorse about his death in serving on January 6th. Other officers died after there were suicides because of the trauma from that day. So, I think these pardons came as a result of knowing the pain and anguish of those 140 injured Capitol officers, some of whom I'll point out, Danny Hodges, for example, he spent all day yesterday working at the Capitol, making sure there was that peaceful transfer of power for Donald Trump, only to go home at night and really be betrayed by his country, to see these people pardoned. And some of these officers have still gotten death threats to this day. And when you see these 1,500 people being out there, I think I saw the QAnon shaman, the guy in the horns who was, yelping, going through the Capitol. He said, one of the first things he's going to do now that he's been pardoned is go out and get himself some guns. Others have expressed fear that the people they testified against are going to come after them. So, these aren't, you've heard a lot of people want to have violent felons deported from this country, who are here violently. I am all for that. People who are here illegally, I would like to see them deported. But people who have been violent and have beaten our Capitol Police, to have them now out going back to your communities, Donald Trump is going to be solely responsible for that. And even J.D. Vance just a few days ago said, obviously, you would not want to pardon violent offenders. And on January 7th, 2021, Donald Trump himself said violent offenders should be held accountable. So like so many things, Donald Trump did lie to the American people on January 7th. But I don't think this was unexpected.
All right, ABC News contributor, former Republican Congresswoman Barbara Comstock. Barbara, thank you.